Welcome back to another Mayor's Hour. This is where we're going to have some fun. I think, Jack.
You're going to have some fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm too old for
that.
this.
Yep. You're going to see Jack Harris get tased today, which will be the highlight of my life.
No way. During the break, I'll get tased. That'll be the only time, for sure.
But we're going to get a chance to see some of the training that Tampa Police Department, Tampa Fire Rescue does. I mean, this training is really important for the men and women who serve, Jack, because every day on any given traffic stop, we don't know what they're facing, and they don't know what they're facing. So this muscle memory that occurs during the defensive tactics or the driving, it needs to be instantaneous. They need to be on autopilot, and this is where they learn how to do it.
And you find out what incredible shape these guys are in and what
like
they go through. And oh, yes, indeed. We'll see that before the day's over, I'm afraid. But no, it is. These people are something else. Just watching them getting ready for the show and some of the things they're doing, I'm thinking, I'm glad I'm not doing that. I'm glad they're doing it, and we ain't paying them enough for what they're doing. It's just great.
Well, you play on Sunday the way you train during the week, and these guys, they train hard. They're ready, they're prepared. It's important. It makes a difference. It could save their life, whether you're a firefighter going into a burning building or, messing around with a suspect and trying to get control of someone who is not as cooperative as they would like. Stay with us. You're going to see some
by the way,
stuff.
I've got to get a picture out here right now that we took at Gasparilla. When I first saw the mayor, I said, something's missing. Holy guacamole, there's no necktie on. Nope. And then I saw the pants. Look carefully at this picture. The most bizarre. Where did you get those?
I got them in Nantucket.
In Nantucket, they have pants like that?
You have to live in the Northeast to appreciate these pants. I only wear them once a year, and it's only Gasparilla. When you see them, it's appropriate.
I certainly hope only once a year.
But be careful, my green ones are coming for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yes, green for St. Patty's Day, for sure.
Stay with us. Disregard those pants. We'll see you in a little bit. Johnny, you're making me proud. That's a good thing. Let's fight to the death, all right? All right. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Jackets will fully inflate and you're ready to enter the water. Jack, we've got a special guest today. He's one of the assistant chief of police for Tampa Police Department, someone that I've known for a long time and watched his career grow and watched him do well from, I've probably known you, John, since what, you were a sergeant or corporal?
Yeah, in quad back in 90, 91, sure.
Yeah, we have Assistant Chief John Newman who's here with us. John, what is going on behind us?
Well, today we're at the Academy, like you know, and what's going on behind us is subject control techniques. Like you said before.
Can we use that at City Council?
Sure, absolutely.
Subject control techniques.
Right.
That might work.
Whatever works for you.
Things, move a few digits wrong.
Whatever works for you, absolutely. But what we teach out here is everything from that bad guy or that suspect that might be completely compliant to somebody that's actively resisting. And we provide the officers with a lot of techniques so they can arrest that person successfully, and they minimize their exposure to injury, not just to them, but also to the person that they're dealing with. So we do a lot of that training out here.
Yeah, I was listening to them and talking about it, how they want to make sure they don't hurt the subject or the victim, as the case may be.
Or the bad guy.
Yeah, which is the bad guy, generally speaking. But I also told him I got to see him tase a guy one time who was a little out of control down in Soho, and he just kept, doing that and getting rambunctious, and they kept telling him, back off, and he finally wouldn't. And
We out here we start out in the classroom and then we matriculate to real live, dynamic subject training. So they get to deal with all those things, and they have to gauge their threat. Is this person just not wanting to be handcuffed and they're pulling their hands in tight, or are they trying to hurt the officer and shove them? So is he actively and aggressively resisting, or they just don't want or understand what's happening and they're pulling their hands in? And the officers have to gauge their reaction to the threat that they're dealing with.
What's interesting is some of the officers that are out there and some of the officers that are here are officers that have retired and are now out here using those years of experience. Guys like Tommy Downs, who I saw earlier, helping new recruits based on what they have learned over the course of their career, how to react to circumstances, and how to read body language. And
Right.
I mean, that's invaluable, I would think, for these rookies coming through.
I couldn't agree with you more. We have a great training staff out here. Both fire and police really pay attention to who we put out here and what kind of skill set and what they bring to the table. We have some retired law enforcement that are here, and they're still very much engaged with our training, and they bring with them all these different situations that these young officers don't see, and they're able to walk them through it and share that with them.
And that's gleaned only from having been there dozens and dozens of times over a 30-year career.
Oh, exactly. And whether it's defensive tactics or driving or even firearms, everything they've learned, they bring out here to all the recruits and even the in-service groups. We do a lot of in-service out here and a lot of cross-training with the other area law enforcement agencies in the region.
Now, we know that this is a dangerous job. Everybody is well aware of that. Now, all too often we read of how dangerous it can be. What possessed you to want to become a police officer?
I think looking back at my 28 years now, and I've talked to a lot of my friends, it just excites you. I mean, I like helping the community. I like the outreach that we're able to do. But I've got to tell you, every day still blows my hair back. I come here and I know what I do in the community is important, and it's dangerous, but you are provided with some great resources and training, and it's an exciting job. And it's been a long time since I was a recruit, but it seems like just yesterday.
Well, now that you're the assistant chief, it's those paper cuts that you have to worry about.
Right, paper cuts, and carpal tunnel. Yeah, exactly.
Spend all the time doing that. What other kind of training? You alluded to some of them there when you were talking about the driving and everything. What all things did they learn out here like these skills?
Well, this is a defensive tactics component, and you'll get a block of instruction of defensive tactics. It'll include ground fighting, swarming, how to search somebody, how to handcuff somebody correctly, and then we'll put them in different scenarios. Out here at the Academy, we have a wonderful driving pad that you'll see a little bit later when we start doing some of the precision immobilization techniques. We have to teach people how to drive like police officers. And then inside here, we do a lot of things about how to be a crime fighter, how to work some of the investigative platforms that we have in technology, and everything in between. We teach the new recruits, the in-service, a lot of other agencies come out here. Our bicycle training, our CPR training, all those high liability things occur out here at this property.
Well, and soon we'll have a range out here.
Exactly, just a little bit south from here, we'll be breaking ground on the new police range.
Yeah, our officers have had to drive, I mean, literally, what, 60 miles?
Yeah, from my house it's 60 miles. Yeah.
To the sheriff's training range, which is way out in Fort Lonesome, and we are now building our officers a range right here on this site.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Using money confiscated from bad guys, law enforcement trust fund money. So it's really going to make their lives much better. The commute's better. It's cost efficient because we're not burning gas to get them here. They'll be able to train more often.
Yeah.
And so that really is going to be a benefit to our department.
Right. And one of the things that you mentioned earlier, we have an issue that we've never dealt with before. We'll bring that out here. We'll bring that scenario out here and scenario test it. As part of the range package, we bought a simulator. So our officers are going to learn about how to shoot a firearm, how to take a firearm apart, what our deadly force policies are, and then put them in a simulator situation and then take them out to the range. So it's all about matriculating from the concept to the execution.
These guys have to be in incredible shape. They've been doing that since I got here.
Right. I'm sure as soon as the camera's off, they're going to be huffing and puffing, but right now they're doing great.
So are those two, now those are instructors?
Yes.
Okay.
The two instructors that are working on our subject, who's Corporal Rivera, who's in charge of the training out here, and he's the bad guy.
Okay.
And we don't really, folks always want to think it's one-on-one. For law enforcement, we want to be able to just gain control, and sometimes you might see 2 or 3 police officers arresting one person. To us, it's whatever gets the job done, just enough force.
The minimum of force.
Well,
exactly.
And, that overwhelming force is a safety factor for the officers as well.
Absolutely.
So, we want to get them on the ground and get them secured and keep our officers safe.
Right. But you see something like this out here, they start out with basic grabs and transporters and arm bars, and then we get them to where they're able to do advanced fighting like this, because we don't want them hurt in a scenario like this, but we want to give them all their tools, so we try to get it as realistic as we can.
Well, if they do this effectively, then they don't have to go to step B and step C and step D.
No doubt about that, sure. And none of us want that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, good. Thanks, Chief Newman. We're going to be right back. We got some great stuff coming. These guys need a breather, especially Rivera because he's kind of old. He's looking a little winded out there. He's been tossed around like a rag doll, and since he is a senior citizen, we got to be gentle with him. All right? I hope I never see him on the street because he's going to get payback.
I hope not.
He may accidentally tase me just for fun. Anyway, stay with us. We'll be right back.
We're going to simulate a pace. We want to maintain the same speed as that car.
Okay.
And it's just how we learn, because it's not normal for us to come in and make impact with another car. We're always trying to avoid impact. But at this point, it's going to be an intentional impact. So we'll do a few spins around here with, a few turns around here with pacing. So I want to maintain the same speed as the other car. I want to get as close as I can without touching. And I'm concentrating on putting the corner of my bumper in the bumper on the side of his car.
Right.
The location is somewhere between the center of the axle and the rear bumper.
Okay.
I'm going to pick them up over here a little bit. Same thing, this is just the pace. Try to maintain the same speed without making impact. And when he gets to the end of the pad, we just let him go. So
You don't run
we don't run him over there. All right, now we're going to try a touch. The touch should be as gentle as possible.
Right.
We're going to catch up to him, and then we're just going to kind of glide into him and just make some impact. And I'm maintaining my speed.
Just to practice the contact.
Yep, just to get familiar with it and my positioning of the bumper. You see how gentle I came in?
Yep.
You want to try to be as soft as possible when we're doing this. Try to maintain the same speed. The natural habit is going to be when you do this for the first time, you're probably going to want to pull back or step on the brake.
Once I bang it, I'm going to feel like it.
Yeah, because it's not normal for us to make the impact. So just try to maintain the same gas pressure and the same speed. Now when we do the pit, which we'll do as soon as we make another turn around, the key is the steering wheel. I'm going to turn the wheel a quarter of a turn, and I'm going to look away from the car. If I watch the car when I do the pit, I'm going to make a double impact on it, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to do the pit on this side over here.
And what's the maximum speed that you can pit somebody?
50 miles an hour.
Really?
Anything over that becomes very dangerous.
So when we tapped that bad guy in Brandon, they had to be doing 50.
Yeah, I'm sure. But that was the situation where it was very dangerous.
Holy cow! Jesus Christ! You're going to let the mayor do that? I'm glad I'm not having to drive this thing. We'd have just rolled or something. Holy guacamole!
From the front, and they'll pin the corners.
Okay.
And we make a sandwich
I will
out of
pit
them.
him here at about this point.
About here,
Okay.
or on that side. I'll let you know when it's safe, or when there's going to be an issue.
Okay.
I just want to show you one thing with the pit, is when you're ready to do that pit, your hands will be here, turn the steering wheel this far,
Right.
and look away. Or we're going to actually stay on the passenger side, so you're actually be going this direction.
Okay, so I'll be going back this way. Okay.
Yeah.
Away from him as he spins in front of
Right.
us. Okay.
You shouldn't look at the car at all.
Yeah, that's why when I was asking you down there, I was thinking you were telling me to go this way because then he would be coming right into us.
Right. You'll see it. You'll see once you do the pit. You'll be comfortable
I'll see
with
where
it.
the gap is.
The whole key is don't be so eager to get to the back of the car. Take your time, settle down to where you're at, and then make that lollipop loop and get to the back. So we're ready. You ready to give it a shot?
Absolutely.
Okay. Our speeds for practice is anywhere between 25 and 30 miles an hour. And just get familiar with it, and probably on the other side is when you can get a little bit closer and actually catch up to the pace. Remember, you just want to try and maintain the same speed as this guy. That's it. Now just try to maintain speed. Get about 6 inches from that bumper. That's good. Very good. Beautiful. Just maintain it. Good job. You don't want to get too deep. Good. Now let him peel off and pick him up on the other side. That was very good. Very good. That's good. Good job. Corner your bumper and the corner to the corner of his bumper. Here. Okay. Okay, you're actually at a touch. That was a very good touch. Very good touch. Let's do one more touch before you pit him. We'll touch him again on the other side down here. And just glide in nice and easy, make impact, and just ride them. Stay on the gas. That's it. Stay on the gas. Stay on the gas. Very good. Excellent job. Okay, we're going to take one more spin around. On the other side, we're going to do the pit. Okay. I just want to talk to you again. When you do the pit, do exactly what you just did. When you're ready to do the push, you're going to turn your steering wheel a quarter turn,
Right.
and you're going to look away from the car. You'll actually be looking to your left.
Okay.
You'll be looking at that white water tower over there. And we're ready when you are. Just get in there, touch them, and turn the wheel and look that way. Turn the wheel. That's it. Go out, come around. There you go. There you go. Good. Come up from the back.
That wasn't bad.
Took us off the road.
That's it. Beautiful. All right.
See, I didn't kill you. Did Jack wet his pants?
That's how you do a pit.
Great job. All right, follow him around. All right, we'll just follow him around.
One more?
Yeah. No more. We need the other cars. Doing it. Keep going. I don't want the other cars to jump in. I don't know what they're staging for. All right, very good. That was great job. I'll tell you that. All right, very good. We'll catch up. You can do the pit over here. Okay, that's fine. Oops.
That was a little bit too far behind.
Right, what happened is you slid off the back bumper because you're a little bit back. So now you just get a little bit deeper. There you go, look to the road. Good. Make that lollipop. Very good, very good. You knocked him right into the woods. Good job, good job. Good job.
Probably should have been around behind him.
That's all right. We'll try another one, and we've got the other backup units coming. There you go. How do you feel? Good?
Yeah, no, this is fun.
Just imagine, that's only at about 28 miles an hour. Imagine at 50 miles an hour, which is the maximum speed to pit.
This is the wildest.
Here we go, Jack.
The backup officers are going to be on scene this time, so they'll come in from the front and pin you. All right? Try
right.
to stay more to the center.
I'm coming for you, Jack.
Good. Take your time. There you go. Now watch that camera guy. Maybe we'll go down there. Pick them up on the other side.
Okay.
Don't do it here.
Yeah.
There you go. Good. We'll get them on the other straightaway. That's good. You're getting in there good. Nice touch. And then when you're ready, look towards that water tower. Turn the wheel a quarter turn. There you go. There you go. Good.
Dadgummit.
All right. There, you got away. You get him again. Just a little bit far back.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Watch the camera.
Yeah.
Go right past them. And there you go. You can good. Get him on the other straightaway.
Yeah. I hate to wipe out the whole staff over there.
Don't watch the car.
Oh, Lord. That is, oh, man. That is amazing.
That's the way it works.
I give up. I'm through. That is amazing.
That's it. We're good.
All right.
We'll do it. We'll
Next
do
time
it
someone
more.
cuts me off in traffic, I'm
yeah.
going to use my wife's car.
Good job, Mayor. Very good. Very nice.
All you're going to have is the information that an officer would have. He'd get an MDT message, or he'd get voice communications over the radio that says there's a disturbance at this address. The address is on the building, alert way, possible 2 males inside, unknown weapons, or none known at this time. So that's the information you would have at the time. When you get here, this is what you'd have. You always have a door, you have a window. They talk about standing in the fatal funnel. Well, this is kind of a no-win situation, because you're here or you're here. You have glass and you have a door. Now, I guess you could get all tactical and you could go down the stairs and you could knock the door from there, because understand the door opens towards you. So if it opens towards you and I'm standing here, remember, action's always faster than reaction. So if the guy starts sticking out a gun, I can't just walk up like that. We all don't walk up to our calls with our guns in our hand. So it would take you a half second to a second to unholster that gun and come up on target as you're probably, you know, retreating, trying to get better cover or whatever from this. So you could knock from down there, meaning I'm the guy in the house. I would have to go, what? Who's here? And I'd have to do one of these. You know, if you're all the way over there, if I try to do something, you can at least go back under cover or back to cover, that you'll be good over there. Okay, does it make sense?
Yep.
I'm giving you this information because this is what a normal officer would have. They already have that mindset. You don't just come up here kind of flat-footed and do this. That happens and you're right here. It just doesn't play out that way. Okay, that's all the information I have. All right? You ready?
Okay.
All right. You guys ready? Yeah. Everybody ready?
I'm right behind you.
This is the address. Remember, when you come up, you listen. You've arrived on scene, you've told dispatch you're here. Listen to what's going on. Do you hear anything in the house?
Okay, turn it on. I hear some yelling.
I hear some yelling. Tampa police! Tampa police! Come on out! Come on out!
No!
Come on out!
No! I told you to do it. I told you to let the police are here now. I told you the police are here now. I told you to do this. Sir, if you're not doing the dishes, I told you.
Come on over here.
Wait, come here, I'm going to show you something. Come on. I told you to do the dishes. Stop this. Do the dishes. Now come here.
Come here.
Come here. Come here and look at the dishes.
Come here.
Get a step.
Not doing it in the past. Now, is that clean enough? This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I told you, you just clean the mess up. All you gotta do is clean the mess up. Just clean the mess up. Clean the mess up. Here, look at this. Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to this guy on the phone.
Come here. Come here.
Talk to this guy on the phone.
Come here.
Come talk to him on the phone.
Come here.
Just talk to him.
Come here. Stay there.
Why are you pushing me around?
Stay there.
What's going on?
Stay there.
Different room.
Come on now. You have to be all rough. I just want to do dishes.
On the ground.
How many people do you have in this house?
2.
How many
best
people
I
are you
can
dealing
tell.
with right
Come on
now?
now. Why are you messing with my friend there?
Back up.
Hey,
Back up.
Police brutality. I
Back
don't want
up.
to get shot.
Back up.
Come on, man.
On the
You're going to
ground.
break my arm.
On the ground.
Come on now.
On the ground.
All right. You ain't gonna do it. I got the lawyer on the phone right now.
Okay.
Yeah, you do
This guy's cuffed. We'll say he's cuffed. Stay on the ground, Chris. You're cuffed. You're out of play. You still have who?
On the ground.
Hey, I don't want to get shot.
On the ground. Lie down. Lie down. Put your hands behind your back.
Okay, he's cuffed. He's out of play. All right. We're going to go in another scenario. Okay, you never know the scenarios. I don't like when instructors say outside, this is a deadly force scenario. You never know. Could be deadly force, it might not be deadly force. It might be he's the person that's assaulting you, the other person might be trying to help you or cooperate with you. But remember, you have 2 people here and you're 1 person. You would normally call for backup. You'd say, dispatch, I need another unit out here. I've got 2 males in a confrontation. Give me another unit of 54. You'd call for a backup. And you'd probably, keep these guys away from each other because you don't want combatants together, and then you deal with it from there. They were just what?
Talking.
A lot of lip service, okay? Not very bad, a lot of lip service. Remember when we're handcuffing, when we get the person spread like this, there's 2 schools of thought here. You can move their feet apart or you can move their feet together. But you did what you see on cop shows all the time, where you have your gun out and you do that. Well, by doing that, I'm battering this person. Is this person giving me any resistance at all?
No.
No, because they did. What did I ask them to do? They got on the ground, they put their hands behind their back. So the minute I do this, I am now battering this person when there's no need to do any of that. If you want them to move their feet apart further, you would tell them, move your feet apart further, a little wider. There. I've got the firearm, I don't know what I'm dealing with, and in your defense, all we gave you was a firearm. You don't have OC, you don't have a baton, you don't have a taser. So you're going to the only weapon that you have. You'd have to holster that once you set them up, and then you'd have to come in here and handcuff. Okay? You came in here with what? And you realized it right away. I can't do anything with this gun in my hand. I always try to refer to them as a boat anchor. They're good when you need them, but when they're not the tool that you need, they're a boat anchor. They're kind of worthless, and you have to put them away. Okay? Pretty decent with the first scenario. Try to keep eyes on both people, especially with a house. It's very easy for somebody to duck in a room or to go this way, and then this person gets you alone. He's got a gun or he's got a knife. He threatened. He said he's going to kill himself and me. That kind of thing. Of course, you guys have to kill him first, then himself. And let's go outside and we'll set up another scenario. All right. Another disturbance. We don't know what. We just hear a lot of yelling and screaming inside. No known weapons so far. You've been dispatched to this address. You're here.
And I got your back.
Yeah. Tampa Police.
Very late. Told you not to be yelling. I'm sorry. It's my fault. It's my fault. I shouldn't have. Yeah,
Come
on in.
Step outside.
No, so you gotta come inside. I'm not going outside. Can't let the cats out. I'm watching the baby. Geez. Can't believe you did that again. All the money's gone now. I'm sorry. What are we gonna do for rent? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Tampa Police. Tampa Police.
I'm sorry.
What's going on, guys?
I'm sorry. My fault. My fault. We got I got under control. I know what to do. I throw things. I'm flying. I talk with my hands.
All right, why don't you sit down right there? Why don't you sit over here?
Can't believe you did that again. This is the 3rd time.
All right.
Third time. You know what? Why? Why do you gotta do it every time? Every time. Oh, the baby's crying. Oh, please.
Hey, come here. Come here.
Baby's crying. Eat the baby.
Come here. Sit down.
Yeah, I'm not. How much?
Just go ahead. Lie down.
Please. The baby's in the back. He's fine.
Go ahead. Lie down.
I got this one.
You have shots. You have shots.
Got shots fired. Shots fired.
Okay. You call
Alert
for
drive. Send
backup.
backup. Signal 33.
I guess I would have this back here.
Oh my God! You shot! You shot him! Why did you shoot him?
Okay.
I got 1 shot out of this thing.
You got a problem, don't you?
I do. It's jammed.
Why don't you go somewhere and try to fix it? Is that a good place to fix it?
That way.
Come on. There's rooms back here. Get in a room, see what your problem is, and fix it. Release the pressure first. Get that magazine out of there. Come on. Now, rack it a couple of times. Rack it. There's still a thread in here. Fix it. If it jams, fix it. Guns jam. It notoriously happens in gunfights. One of the things I can't do, and we'll use a SIG because Tommy's playing with that. One of the things I can't do when I'm in a firefight and that's my bad guy and I'm looking at them, whether behind cover or whatever, I can't start doing this. Did you notice yourself doing that?
Yeah.
You were like, I've got this weapon in hand, it's not working. So all I'm doing now is staring at a broken weapon. Well, the first things you have to do is relieve the tension, whatever's going on, and that's take out the magazine. Sometimes you have to rip them out. With the SIGs, these are an older SIG, you have to actually press the magazine button again to push it back in, and then you have to engage it. If there's a round in there, so be it. If not, we have to go up. It happened to you a couple of times when you went into that one room, you had a stovepipe. Did you see the way the round was stuck up there? Again, I've got to clear that. I've got to rack the slide back. If that doesn't work, I've got to release pressure. They always say release pressure first. Get what's holding everything in place off, which is rip out the magazine itself. Okay? You had a couple of different things going on.
Yeah,
you had,
which were good.
You had what appeared to be a compliant person. You told him to sit, and he's like, I'm not doing anything, I'm just sitting right here.
I didn't check
Then
him.
you heard a bunch of gunshots go off. You called it in immediately. You said, hey, I've got gunshots back here. I need a backup, 1018, whatever. So now you're starting to edge. The problem being you're moving so fast, you're moving past threats. You went down this hallway, you looked to the right, but did you really look to the
I didn't
right?
clear the whole room.
No, you didn't. When you came through here, you gave it a quick look, and you kind of glanced again, but you remember there's areas you didn't clear. You got a deep well here, you didn't clear. You got a deep well here, you didn't clear. So you're actually passing a threat. You're completely passing a threat, and then you're coming all the way over here. And remember, I don't need to suck up against cover. I can stay back here. I'm not up against my cover, and I can still edge and see what I need. I'm here, I'm edging, I'm kind of doing a quick peek out. I don't see anything, I'm still edging, I'm edging. As I start looking, now I know I have another room. So I have this room, and I have this room. That I can see. How do you think you did?
I think I would have been dead.
It was a nasty scenario. The scenario was, just so you understand, they were having an argument. They were not compliant when you came in. One of them was going to leave the room. He's going to fire some shots back there, whether in the air, through the wall, trying to kill his brother, uncle, cousin, whatever. You were going to leave because it's the natural tendency. Shots are here. This guy's all right.
Yeah.
You leave this threat, but he becomes a threat too.
Yeah.
So now you got 2-on-1.
So normally, should I have searched him before I left him?
You can't just run away from him right there. You could have planted him on the ground. You could have cuffed him, take him out of play. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Were you being rushed by this person?
Yeah. Well, no, not
You
technically.
felt rushed,
Yeah.
but they weren't coming down the hallway shooting at you. The rounds weren't hitting the wall. You just heard a bunch of rounds go off. Plant that guy in the dirt, cuff him. Totally legal. I got two people I know nothing about that were just fighting, whether it be verbal, judo, or whatever. They were just fighting. Plant one on the ground, cuff him, go deal with your second threat, or you can hold what you have and wait for backup. Okay? That's just one of those you learn on the fly, and that's police work. I wish we could say, every call we go to, but the more you do all these different scenarios, you inoculate yourself to it. Been there, done that, and it's just another thing. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay.
All right. It's a good thing this was just a scenario because Jack Harris would be the mayor.
Wait, I can't
Because
hear
I
you.
would have been dead, absolutely dead. But you see exactly what these guys go through. I mean, look at me, I'm sweating. And a lot of it is because the adrenaline is pumping. You're in these scenarios, you got bad guys, you got guns, you got gunfire. Your reactions tell you to do one thing, Jack, but that may not be the best course of action, as Officer Rivera just told us.
I can't even imagine being in that situation. I mean, I was in the military and I was in Nam and everything. I don't want to be in here when that's going on for real by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, you see what our men and women go through every day, on every call, on every traffic stop. It is really an amazing experience, and hopefully you got a chance to sort of experience it from the perspective of a layman. It's a dangerous world out there, and so say thank you to your police officers when you see them. We'll be right back.
I had his back all the way.
Yeah, he was right there. All I saw was his elbows and his backside heading for the door when the guns came out. We're heading over to Tampa Fire Rescue right now. Stay with us. We're going to put out some fires. We're going to We're going to meet some of the guys that eat smoke for a living, and stay with us.
You understand what I'm saying? We're listening to our radio. What else is important?
For us at Tampa Fire, we're busy all year long. Not only do we have recruits that we hire that we put through a 4-week orientation, but we have a minimum standards for those that want to be a firefighter. They come through our academy, and that's a 6-month process. We have ongoing classes for CEUs, continuing education units, for folks that want to continue their education in the fire science program. Today, we have our new recruits that we just hired. We're putting them through the paces to get them oriented to the way Tampa Fire Rescue operates. Behind me to the right, there's a fire hydrant there. What we're trying to do there is we're trying to teach them and make sure they understand the process of turning on the fire hydrant, how to set the hose in place so when the fire truck takes off that the hose doesn't drag them down the street with them. And then how to turn the fire hydrant on, how to flush the hydrant, and then wait for the signal from the driver of that truck to actually connect to the hydrant and turn the hydrant on. That's the lifeline for us. You know, like the police and law enforcement, their guns are their lifeline. The hose and the water is our lifeline. If we don't have any water, then we can't do our job. And if we lose water, then somebody on the end of that hose line is in danger. Behind me on my left, we're going through hose evolutions, pulling the hose off the truck, and then loading it back on. We're making sure that they understand that before they enter into a building that's on fire, that there's a proper way to open the door. The first thing they need to do is to make sure they have water in the line. They need to open the line to get all the air out of the line to make sure that when they actually open the hose, that water comes out. The tower is a 4-story tower, and we use that for various things. It's got an inside stairwell, and it's also got an outside stairwell. And it's also on the 2nd floor, it's got a maze, so to speak. And we teach inside that maze proper technique to maneuver in close quarters, how to use a search when we're searching for folks that might be inside a building, we're using our right hand opposed to our left hand. We teach them that every wall will lead to a window or to a door. We teach them to make sure that they stay close to their partner. We don't go anywhere by ourselves in a building, so we teach that close partnership inside there. There's a winch up at the very top so we can hoist hose, so we can teach them how to hoist hose. If they have to hoist hose for maybe 2 stories, 3 stories, so we can go through that with them out there. The burn building over here on my left is state-of-the-art. What we teach in that building is fire behavior. We actually sit all the students in there and teach them how the fire grows from the very incipient stage to the free burning stage. So, and how it changes colors inside, and also how it changes colors outside so we can notice what gases, because every gas puts off a different color, and every kind of component that's burning puts off a different color. A car accident is something that happens just daily. I mean, probably every engine company goes to at least probably 1 car accident a day, whether it be minor or major. Extrication is very important that we have our skills on that, because somebody may be trapped inside that vehicle. So we have heavy equipment that we use in order to take those folks out of there. Cutting a door, cutting a roof, taking out a window, taking out the windshield, taking out the back window. There's all the technique to doing that. And when they come out here for extrication class or extrication recertification, we have cars that are donated by a local company here, and we put them on site, and they cut them up. Whatever, they'll use every tool that they have to make sure, 1, that it's working properly, and 2, that they understand the proper use of it. And you know, it's loud and it's scary, especially for the person that's trapped inside that vehicle. So we also teach, we put one of our people in there to act as a patient, and then somebody else to act as the rescuer, to make sure that they understand, hey listen, We're here to help you. I'm here with you. Don't worry. We have a skills lab at building right there, and we teach CPR in there. We'll teach pharmacology, whatever that needs to be done as far as medical goes. Okay, and so not only do we do fire, but we also do EMS, because really and truly 80% of what we do now is EMS.
Jack, we're, as you can tell, we're back with another segment of the Mayor's Hour. This is where we highlight the Tampa Fire Rescue, an institution that's been here for over 100 years, world-class fire department. Some of my favorite guys. I'm with Captain Jason Doherty here today. This is the truck from the House of Pain, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Sulphur Springs, Engine 11, one of the busiest stations in the city. I mean, these guys run the wheels off of these trucks. They do amazing work in some very, very tough neighborhoods. We are building them a new station, should be done this spring. We've got one more to go after that, and these guys deserve it probably more than any station in the fire department, and we're happy to do it for them. So, Captain, tell us what we got here. Well, other than I look like
you look good. You look
like
good.
A firefighter impression.
Well, what we're going to do today is we got two evolutions for you. The first one we're going to do is what we call wrapping the hydrant, and so when you go through it, we're going to show you how you wrap a hydrant, connect to the hydrant, because ultimately that fire truck needs water to fight the fire, and that's how we get the water, is from the hydrant. So first thing we're going to do is you're going to come out of the back of the truck, and you're going to end up stepping up here, and you're going to grab this right here. Okay. And you're going to reach back, and you're going to grab a fold like this. Okay. And you're going to step off, and when you're stepping off, you're going to walk back and watch yourself there. You're going to have a pull about this much out, and then you're going to walk around, and you're going to be basically what they call wrap the hydrant. You're going to get right here, and then you'd have a hydrant wrench in your hand. And you stand on this to protect yourself. When you get to this point, you're going to go ahead and verbalize and motion to the engine, take off.
Okay.
When they can take off, we're going to go ahead. At this point, we'd have our hydrant wrench. We grab one right here. We go ahead and we're going to take off this cap first.
All right.
When we take that cap off, we're going to come up here and we're going to open the hydrant to flow it. That way, we got to make sure that the hydrant's flowing. We're going to have water to the engine, all that. Once we get it flowing, that's actually when we're going to tell the engine to take off.
Okay. So we do all that before we give the engine the signal.
Yep, until we get the signal.
Okay.
And then once they take off and the hose is dropped on the ground and we're no longer in danger of losing this hose, we're going to take this around.
So is this thing full of water?
Nope, right at this point it would be empty. So,
but you just tested to see you get flow.
Yeah, but we didn't connect the hose yet.
Yeah, okay.
And we're going to come back here, and this cap would already be off. We're going to put this here. You're going to want to flake this hose a little bit so you don't have any big kinks in it. Kind of like that. And at this point, you have this cap off, and you're going to go ahead and screw this on.
Okay.
Once you get that all screwed on, it'll be locked on there. You'll stand back here, and this is when you'll wait for them to call for water. They're going to call for water. Once they call for water, you're going to open up the hydrant. That hose will fill, and the water will be going to the fire truck.
Okay.
And typically we want to do that under 2 minutes, so we'll give you about three or four today.
You got to give me about a week, because I got to rest in between some of these things.
After we get done with that evolution, we'll go over and work on a car fire.
All right.
Oh, a car
What are you
fire
doing?
coming up. I'm play-by-play.
Okay. You're the color commentator.
Yes.
All right, Jace.
Speaking of that, I got to ask the most important question.
What's that?
How come you guys don't wear red suspenders?
Red suspenders? What color's he got?
Because you don't need to hold your pants up. That's an old joke.
Oh,
Never mind.
I didn't get
I don't know what it is.
Jack's from West Virginia. You got to understand. It's okay. All right.
Well, I hate to say it, but here he comes. I don't know what's going to happen next.
I think he's going to do a fantastic job.
Oh, he's loving this. He is really loving it. He is, yeah. Now, is he going to be on the back of the truck here?
He's going to come off the back of it, and he's going to grab that big yellow hose and get to work.
And he's got to hook it up to the hydrant right over here.
Yes, sir. He has to grab that big yellow hose. It's called 5-inch hose. He's going to stretch that and wrap it around the hydrant, and then he's going to get it all squared away.
Oh, he looks like a firefighter. He's dressed right.
I think he may have done this before.
Let's see if he can handle it from here. He's got to bring that thing off.
That thing's not easy to carry. It's pretty heavy. So what he's doing right there is he's grabbing what we call a flake. We're going to pull that down. We're going to get ready to start wrapping this hydrant. The important part here is you got to wrap that hydrant make sure you don't get caught up in the process when the engine takes off down the road.
Yeah.
So far so good. He's putting his foot on the hydrant like he's supposed to.
And by the way, I might add, Captain Darty showed him how to do this a little bit earlier. So he's had a rough 5 minutes of training.
So what he's doing now is he's going to go ahead and take the cap off the hydrant. He's going to flush the hydrant. And that's important to do because a lot of times these hydrants haven't been ran in water a while, and they got dirt and all kinds of debris, and that gets in the pump of the engine, and then we got major problems. So he's got that off. Now he's going to open up the hydrant.
And the water actually starts somewhere else, right?
Well, we got 500 gallons inside the engine at all times.
Yeah.
But this water here is coming off the water main, and the funny part is that the blue top on that means there's 1,500 gallons that'll be coming out of that hydrant once it turns it on.
Oh, you can see it coming.
You see how that's a pretty clean hydrant there.
And that's what you have to do before you actually hook it up.
Go, go, go! So now he's telling the engine, take off. I'm ready to go to the fire and I'll hook you up.
So he's going to bring that around so then he can...
He's going to shut it off and then bring that around and hook it up. And then once the engine calls for water, he'll turn the hydrant back on and all that water will be going to the pump of the engine.
Boy, I'm looking at how far the truck is going here, too. Oh, my goodness. And he's waiting on the signal. But I'm thinking, there's a fire going on. You guys have to do this stuff quickly, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. We've got to do this under 2 minutes. Can I say something to you?
Yeah, we're going to get him a message.
Go ahead and close the hydrant off. Yes, sir.
So that's where the nozzle is, that's where you control the water volume on the top.
So now at the engine, they're having to break that 5-inch and hook it into their pump. So while they're doing that, he's going to go ahead and hook up to the hydrant.
Yeah, now he's going to take the nozzle and put it on there.
Exactly.
He's got it flushed.
He's going to go ahead and connect now.
Fireman Bob. A little slow. I guess you guys are kind of jumping around quickly when this kind of thing's going.
Kind of get that slack out of the line, make a big U. Yeah, you can tell him what to do if you want. Make sure he pulls that out before you,
That's tough. That thing's hard to handle, isn't it?
It's actually a lot heavier than people think. It's you got a coupling on there as long as a hydrant coupling, so it's not easy. And those threads sometimes don't line up, and the worst part is doing this in the middle of the night at 3 in the morning.
Oh man, that's true. Do you all have some kind of light available on your helmets?
A lot of us keep flashlights on our helmet.
Yeah.
That way it helps us see. But yeah, it can get a little tough out there and you can't see what you're doing sometimes.
So he's going to straighten this out so we can...
Yeah, so now that way when he charges that, because once you have 1,500 gallons coming through that line, you can't move that hose anymore.
Oh yeah, that becomes a...
Yeah, you figure...
powerful thing.
Each section's 100 feet and a gallon of water is a little over 8 gallons. So if you got, figure out how many gallons you got in that hose, you're talking thousands of gallons per 100 feet that you can't move.
Okay, so he's opening it up, and there it goes. Boy, that's something to watch. Look at it going through there. You figure out how difficult it is to move that hose, and then you watch that water just move it wherever it wants it to go.
And so now that engine getting the water. Go ahead and open it up all the way, Mayor. You'll see that line stiffen up, and now you got 1,500 gallons a minute flowing through that line.
Wow. And that thing is heavy, and like you say, you can't move that.
Yeah, once it's turned on, you're not moving it.
Now is you bring the hydrant wrench with you, and we just walk the line.
So at this point, he would grab that hydrant wrench and make his way up to the fire scene and get ready to fight fire. So we'll go meet him at the car fire now, see if he's ready for that.
Sounds like a plan. A car fire next.
Jack, we're back We're going to, we just charged the line. You know, that was a lot tougher than it looked.
It certainly was.
And now Captain Doherty's going to show us exactly what it's like to fight a car fire and what takes place and what the truck has to do and how you position it and where you lay the lines and how you put water on the fire. So fire away, Captain.
All right, well, what you're going to do is you're going to be riding with Engine 11 today.
Okay.
Again, Captain Perez is going to be your captain. And you're going to be riding back here as a firefighter in the back. You're going to come out of the truck. You guys are going to see this car in front
A
of you.
rookie firefighter.
Yeah, you're going to be a rookie firefighter, so I'll make sure Captain Perez takes good care of you. And you guys are going to pull up. You're going to have a fully involved van on fire. You guys are going to come over here, and if you look inside this bumper, we got a what we call a bumper line. And that's the hose line you guys are going to be deploying.
Okay.
Captain Perez is going to help you guys deploy that. And in the meantime, while you're doing that, the driver of the truck will be getting the water to the hose line. You guys are going to go ahead and charge that hose line. You're going to open it up to bleed it out, to get the air out of the hose line. You're going to shut it back down. And at that point, you guys are ready to fight the fire. You're going to start off by sweeping the ground underneath the van, and we do that for a couple reasons, which we'll explain later. You're going to be sweeping underneath the van, and then you're going to go in for the attack of the fire.
Okay.
The important thing here is when you go up, Captain Perez will be with you, he'll be guiding you, but you want to keep at a 45-degree angle for safety precautions, and the whole time you're going to have your air pack on, your full bunker gear, and
great.
your PPE. So before you know it, you'll have your first car fire knocked out for the day.
I will, and then I'll be comatose. All right.
And so I think we'll have a good time. We'll have fun.
I think we're going to do something. All right.
He's
How
ready.
come you always-
Mr. Fun. I'm the play-by-play guy. You always, when you have a car fire, they take a play-by-play guy along.
Oh, man. I got to get a new sidekick because this guy, he didn't get my back in the shoot station over there. I got shot to pieces.
But I'm covering you here.
But he's with me here. He's waiting for the lunch. You know, that's all he cares about is the firefighters cooking that barbecue. So, yeah, you're a big help.
They're
all
great
right,
cooks.
We'll be right back. I'll be bunker geared up, and Lord knows what's going to happen. Stay with us.
And here comes the mayor again.
Here he's coming in.
And this time to take care of a burning vehicle.
Yes, sir. This the main concern for Mayor Buckhorn on this is vehicle placement of that engine, because most of the time if you're going to have a vehicle fire, it's on the roadway.
Yeah.
And so we got to worry about other vehicles coming down the road. So the engine's blocking that for him, so he can go ahead and get his line pulled, and that's what he's doing now.
So you use the engine to block traffic from getting around there.
Exactly. That kind of is our safe haven. We hide behind the fire truck, basically. And that way it protects our scene and from anybody getting hurt on there, because essentially people driving down the road, they see the vehicle fire, they get engaged with that, and next thing you know, they're not in the lane they should be.
Now, I'm watching the mayor now. He's really getting his gear on here
He's
now.
doing that quickly too.
The hood, and he's got to put the helmet back on.
He gets to get that air pack on, and that way he doesn't breathe any of those toxic fumes, because the vehicle fires, that's one of the worst things about them, is they have very toxic fumes from all the plastics that are burning inside the vehicle.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that. So how big of a danger is the gas tank?
Well, you know, it's always something to think about, but unlike the movies, it doesn't necessarily blow up, but you do got to worry about the fuel lines and the gas tank. And what you're going to see hopefully here, the first thing they do is once they open that line up and start fighting the fire, they're going to put a blanket of water on the ground underneath the vehicle, and what that does is that cools the fuel tank, and to prevent it from rupturing. Along with it, cools there's lots of different pistons and what have you inside bumper lines. As those heat up, it will actually explode. And so the first thing they're going to do is cool underneath the undercarriage, and that helps take care of that fuel tank.
Yeah, that's, of course, like you say, in the movies, you always see whenever a car wrecks,
Right.
boom, it explodes.
And it's not common, but it's happened, but not very common.
Yeah. Now, I'm assuming in this case they would have already been geared up for that. They would have had their...
Well, it depends if they get that call while they're actually on the road or they're in the station.
Okay, yeah.
So a lot of times it just kind of depends.
Well, that's something firefighters have to obviously learn to do quickly, is dress quickly.
Absolutely, got about a minute to get all that gear on and get ready to rock and roll.
Do we still have any firefighter poles that they come down? Or
Actually, we do. A couple of our stations, Station 1 and Station 14 still have that. So right here's what he's doing is he just, he's what they call bleeding the line. He's getting water, and now he's going to go ahead and get ready to attack the fire.
And here it goes, and they crank it up back to the truck, right?
So yep, you see what he's doing. You'd think he's not hitting the fire, he's sitting underneath, but he's, like we talked about earlier, he has to pull the undercarriage off.
Yeah.
And once he moves his way in, he's going to start attacking that fire. And Tony Perez is the captain of Engine 11. He's directing it right there. He's knocked on the fire. And at this point, they're going to go ahead and engage a little closer. They're coming at a 45-degree angle to protect themselves in case that bumper ruptures from the pistons underneath it and doesn't want anybody to hurt themselves. And then the next thing they go is for that patient compartment and make sure we don't have any victims inside.
Yeah, that was pretty quick. Can they normally get the flames out that quickly on
well,
one?
this is obviously what we call a gas prop, so
Yeah.
it can control the flame, and but a typical vehicle fire is going to last a little bit longer than that. But for the safety of the mayor, we don't want to mess with them.
Let's get it out pretty quickly. Don't want to lose a mayor.
Absolutely. But they're doing exactly what they would be doing in a car fire at this point. They went ahead and engaged the patient compartment, as we call it, to make sure we don't have any victims. And the next thing you're going to go to is the engine compartment. Obviously, with this being a simulator, they're able to lift that hood easily. Typically, that's not as easy as lifting the hood up because
it's caught and then it's hot and
exactly.
everything.
And the cable that the latch to open that hood up, it burns through, so you can't open the hood up like that. So you have to get a Halligan tool and start prying and pulling and inside there.
So that'll take a little time.
The other thing, you got to think about is the airbags in there and what have you. They all can rupture during the fire too. So one of the things when they lift that hood up is they try to deactivate the battery to keep any of the electrical components from causing any of those airbags to explode on the patient or themselves inside that.
Yeah.
And the other big risk here is tires. This vehicle prop, obviously the tires have been taken off, but when those tires get heated up with the fire, they'll explode.
Oh, really? The tires explode?
They'll explode, and I can tell you, if you never had a tire explode on you, it's a pretty scary thing. You don't, at first you're not sure what happens, and obviously it can be a dangerous thing.
Well, I'm thinking with whatever kinds of material involved in tires goes flying all over the place.
It looks like Mayor Buckhorn has knocked the beast out.
He's got it. He's got it. He's got the V for victory there, I think. They whipped the car.
Did a fantastic job.
Well, Captain Daugherty, thank you so much for getting us through all this stuff, and thank you and all of your men for your service in keeping our city safe.
Well, thank you, and we're glad to provide that service.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Jack, I don't know, but well, I do know about you. I'm exhausted. I don't think you really appreciate just how heavy this gear is, how exhausted you are when you do what little I did. You're spent. You're absolutely spent. And these guys, particularly this station, go out and do it 12, 13, 14 times a day. It is amazing. You put this bunker gear on, I can't even imagine this being the middle of July. It's 100 degrees out. You're going in to fight a house fire with all this on. It is a tough job. It is a physical job. Thank God we have these guys behind us and ladies to get this job done.
I got to tell you, doing the play-by-play wore me out.
Yeah. So on behalf of Tampa Fire Rescue, on behalf of Tampa Police Department, next time you see one of our men and women in uniform, say thank you. This is a tough job. They love doing it, and they're doing it for you. We'll see you next month.
And they do it well.
They do indeed.
Yes, indeed. Wow.
We good?
Wow. Darth Vader.
Yes. Throw me a pair of goggles.